Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our special interview segment where today we have the honor of hosting Her Excellency, the Ambassador of Finland for Romania and the Republic of Moldova, Madam LEENA LIUKKONen. Join us for an insightful conversation on bilateral relations, cultural exchange, and shared challenges. Your Excellency, Madam LIUKKONen, Madam Ambassador, thank you for accepting this interview, in which we will discuss the European journey of Republic of Moldova, but as well as Finland's experience as a member of the EU. So my first question is, how do you rate the Republic of Moldova on its way to European integration? What are the aspects to which the Republic of Moldova must draw attention, especially at this stage?
First of all, thank you very much for inviting me and having me on the show. This is a very important time for the Republic of Moldova. And that's why I think it's very good that we can discuss this very important issue, which is your road to the European Union membership. I think to answer your questions, one of the important things is that you've been advancing very quickly from, let's say, a very different kind of society and country that you have been before. And you have changed legislation. You are now going to have a referendum where you will, if the country so decides, you consolidate your European path into the constitution. So I would say that continuing with the same steps that you have taken already, I think that is the most important thing. And here I could refer to the rule of law questions, judiciary, the changes there, and reform that is needed there as maybe the most important issue at the moment.
On May 9, the citizens of the Republic of Moldova celebrate Europe Day, but also Victory Day over the Nazism. Russia promotes a lot through its propagandists that the 9th is the victory of the USSR over the Nazism, but we all know that it was a concerted effort and the victory of all nations over the Nazism. How could this information be transmitted to all the citizens of the Republic of Moldova, but also to the post-Soviet space?
Well, I'd like to say that the Europe Day, which is on the 9th of May, is the day where we celebrate democracy. And in a democratic society, there is room to celebrate different cultural heritage that one has. I could say that, for instance, this year, we in Finland follow the Catholic calendar, and we also happen to have the Ascension Day on the 9th of May. So actually, that's why the offices were closed and the workplace were closed and government offices were closed, and people had a day off, not because of Europe Day, but because of Ascension. So that's a church holiday. Mm-hmm. And for instance, personally, I would have been at the church service then. So I'd say that we have room and space for different cultural heritage that we all celebrate together. That's one of the wonderful things about the European Union, I think.
We will remain a little bit on this subject.
Okay.
What must, for us is important, in your opinion, what must the Republic of Moldova do more effectively combat the Russian propaganda? What would be the most three or more priorities?
I think it's very important that you bring forward your own message. and not just in Romanian, but also in the Russian language, and the important things that the government is doing or what the civil society is doing to promote democracy, rule of law in the country. So I think that is the best thing that you can do, using both languages in the country. I think that's the thing.
Your Excellency, I'm very curious, when did you hear the first time about Moldova, and what is Moldova for you? What is Moldova associated with for you?
Well, as it happens, you should never ask a lady's age. But I haven't had my first posting in Moscow when actually they were for 4 months of Soviet Union. And I did study Russian voluntarily at school. So that was the first time that I actually heard about the Republic of Moldova then. And I already knew then that you had very good food and wine.
Wow.
So I have a very long let's say, a sense of one of the wonderful cultural heritages that you have in this country. So, and then after these 4 months, the Soviet Union collapsed, as you know, and I was then serving as a young diplomat in Moscow. So I can tell you it was a very interesting time to serve there.
I agree. Now I would like to ask you about what are the priorities of Finland for Moldova?
I'd say that actually the number one priority is to promote cooperation with you in your European path, and to let's say give our let's say share our experience. Not so much to give advice, because you know yourself what you need, but tell of our own experience. Now, we have been members since '95. We had a referendum in the autumn of '94 when we had completed the negotiations already. So the people were asked, do you agree to join with this? So that was a bit different situation then, but the world was different then, as you imagine. Mid-90s, everybody was full of optimism about how things are going on in Europe, and we thought that actually the new Russia would be different.
So everybody was ready for something new.
Yes, people were making something new, and I think it's extremely important that people will have this expectancy of a good future for themselves, their families, their children's future.
We would like to know more about which traditional or cultural or gastronomic or maybe economic elements of national identity have become Finland's symbol in EU.
That is a very difficult question in the sense that we do things together in the European Union, and I say the motto for us is that together we are stronger, but we don't lose our national characteristics. So when I'm thinking of your question, I would say that the love for nature, that's we try to promote natural products, like Finnish forest berries are extremely good, by the way, and I trust you will.
I agree.
Thank you. You will have a chance to taste them one day. And education, not just for the good of the country, but the good of the people, and like I said, to have a future because children are the future.
I would like to ask about your country's experience after becoming a member of the EU. I ask you because there are many propaganda narratives that claim that we will lose our traditions or maybe identity.
I'd say it's just the opposite. I think you become more aware of your national identity when you cooperate with others and they are curious about you. They are curious about your traditions. Oh, you do something like that. That is interesting to know. For instance, I don't know if you've ever been to a sauna. That's something that I have a pleasure of explaining to a lot of people.
Wow.
Or going ice fishing in winter.
Or maybe these to spend some white nights, or how
Absolutely.
it's called? Yeah.
Yes, that is the wonderful thing of the
For sure.
nights in
I'm also very curious because we must admit that Finland is famed for its tech innovations and global companies, particularly in IT, electronics, or design, which drive its economy. So my question is, what's Finland's success secret? Because for us, we could learn many things from Finns.
Thank you very much. I think one of the secrets is that we really appreciate good education. Families appreciate it. Educators are being respected. It's not that easy to become a teacher in Finland because it's very difficult to get in to study to become a teacher. I think that is the key issue in this too. And it's been said that we are a country of engineers. So the most common profession for a Finnish man is, by the way, an engineer.
And an engineer must first of all to graduate school.
Yes.
And I want to ask you about this educational system. I heard that in Finland there is no homeworks. And what makes Finland education system so special?
How could I answer more than saying that we take it seriously, but it can also be fun. You don't necessarily have to have so much homework. It's important that you learn to think with your own brain. When it comes to I'd like to bring up one question that it also relates to your question about Russian propaganda, is media literacy, or being critical about what you hear. You don't believe everything that you hear. You find out for yourself whether it's true or not, and you listen to different sides of the story. So I think that's one of the things that people learn to become critical media consumers.
Now, also, I would like to know more about the main difference, cultural difference between Finns and Romanians and Moldovans.
Well, I'd say that.
I mean, and Romanians and Moldovans were temperamental, very, very expressive
Yes, you
people,
are.
but the Finns are more
reserved,
more serious.
more serious, but I'm not a good example of a Finn like that. I'm much too talkative for a Finn, and besides, I have brown eyes, which is not usual for Finns. I'd say that the temperament is different. We are a bit reticent. We are shy. We don't like to open our mouth unless we have something very important to say, and we also make jokes about it. That we are so.
And also the Finns, they have a very special sense of humor.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. As you can see, if you watch, for instance, Eurovision Song Contest, a lot of Finnish bands that perform, they are a bit unusual, I would say. But
I agree.
Yes, unusual, but funny in a way. Yes.
You spend a lot of time in Bucharest.
Yes, that's correct.
Bucharest is also called small Paris.
Yeah,
how do you prefer to spend your free time if you have enough free time?
Yes. Well, I like reading books and I love music. I like to go to concerts and the opera if I can, and then spend outdoors. The only bad thing in this end with Bucharest is as there's so much traffic. But there are also parks where you can be, and then outside the city, of course.
These days, main theme for in Republic of Moldova was 9 May at the Europe Day, and we talked a lot about European values.
Yes.
You are a diplomat with experience, and we would like to know what for you is a meaning of an European values.
I'd say European values are ones of democracy, freedom, respect, tolerance, all these what we think are positive things for a country and for a people. And like I said, the motto would be that together we are stronger. I think that is an important value. By the way, the 9th of May celebration, Europe Day, here in Chisinau was the first time for me. It was wonderful. I had wonderful discussion with people who came to the tent that we had there. We served Finnish coffee. Did you know that we drink most coffee per capita than anywhere else in the world?
This.
12 kilos per person a year.
But in the end, you look like a healthy nation. I mean,
yes.
that means that coffee is good for our health. This is an example we should learn from Finns. I would like to thank you very much that you find time to honor us with your presence, Your Excellency, Madam Ambassador. Thank you once again for your presence as well. For your support.
Thank you very much for a very interesting discussion.
Thank you very much. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, we thank Her Excellency, Madam Ambassador, for her insightful contributions to this interview, shedding light on the European journey of Moldova and Finland's EU membership experience. Thank you very much and see you next time.